Good afternoon. This is news around the world on Pensioners 106.7 FM, Agbarigo Onireke, Ibadan. I am Ademola Adele. First, the top stories. Nigeria Union of Pensioners hails Buhari Makinde over improved welfare of retirees. Zimbabweans eagerly await new local currency. Bomb blast kills 7 in Kabul. In sports, Nigeria lock horns with the Republic of Benin in AFCON qualifiers. Now the news in full. We begin from Nigeria. After months of anticipation and preparation, the National Executive Council meeting of Nigeria Union of Pensioners has held in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Our correspondent, Pius Nsabe, was at the event and filed in this report.
One after the other, delegates from the 36 states of the country and the Federal Capital Territory arrived at the Oyo Pensioners House, Ibadan, fondly called Africa's model. Having seated in the well-beautified 1,000 capacity hall, it was time for the event to kick off. And so, the mantle fell on the host's council chairman, Alhaji Isiaka Abolade, to welcome his guests. He thanked the union for choosing Ibadan as venue of the meeting.
Nigeria Union of Pensioners was established here in Ibadan in 1978, precisely at Adamasiba, formerly racecourse. In a few years from here, it is the DNA of Oyo State to always be set.
And then the national president of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, Dr. Abel Afolayan, also took his turn to address the delegates, assuring of moves by the national executives to ensure retirees enjoy an upward review in pension in line with the new national minimum wage.
One thing I want to assure you today is that we are on top of the situation.
Taking to the podium, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, who was represented by the Comptroller of Labour in Oyo State, Mr. Clement Fatoki, lauded the Oyo pensioners for creating more jobs while reiterating that the Buhari administration would always put the welfare of pensioners first.
The facilities enumerated above will surely help in stemming down the road of employment in the state, as hundreds of job seekers are employed to manage the business outfits. The new minimum wage has just been approved and backed up by the Act of National Assembly, while negotiations on consequential salary adjustment have also been finalized. And this will also impact positively on pension.
Also on hand were the Registrar of Trade Union and the Executive Secretary, Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, Peter. While the Registrar of Trade Unions expressed the hope that the discussions at the LPNet meeting would advance the interest of pensioners, the Petard boss, represented by Alhaji Babake Gama, said the Directorate had strengthened mechanisms to address complaints by pensioners around the country.
As leaders, you should endeavor to weigh the benefits of success against the consequences of failure before you take decision on issues that will affect the interests of the member.
And she gave instruction that all those complaints must be treated in the next 3 months, so that subsequent complaints, when it comes, it should not stay with us for more than 72 hours.
Declaring the event open, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde reassured pensioners in the state that his government would not relent in seeing to their welfare. Represented by the Commissioner for Education, Professor Daoud Shongodoi, Makinde said the government had resolved to maximize the potential of the senior citizens in improving education in the state.
Our government will be engaging our retirees, most especially the retired teachers, in the voluntary service for extension classes in our schools.
Speaking on why Ibadan was chosen this year as the venue of the NUP-NEC meeting, the National General Secretary of the Union, Elder Aktozal, said it was in a bid to showcase the achievements of its Oyo State Council. The meeting later went into a technical session where reports from the various states and organs were presented. The event attracted the who is who in the labor sector. For Pensioners FM, Pius Nsabe reporting.
Our man, Pius Nsabe, further reports that it was the first time the NUP-NEC meeting will be holding at a venue owned by pensioners. In the meantime, the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, NUP, has lauded President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State for what it described as their positive disposition to the welfare of pensioners. This is contained in a communique the union issued at the end of its National Executive Council meeting in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Rising from its NEC meeting, the union also welcomed the agreement reached by the organized labor and the federal government on the new national minimum wage. The union in a release signed by the committee chairman, Elder Ayo Kumakpai, and its secretary, Comrade Olusegun Abata. It, however, urged the government to set in motion the implementation of pension increase with immediate effect in line with the constitutional provisions. The NEC also welcomed the promise made by the Executive Secretary of the Pension Transition Arrangement Directorate, PTAD, Chioma Ejikeme, to henceforth address complaints by pensioners within 72 hours. In the same vein, the National Executive Council of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners, NUP, has commended the Oyo State Council for making its all available for the NEC meeting of the union. It also commended the NUP in Oyo State for the free air time devoted to the live coverage of the opening session of the event on Pensioners 106.7 FM Agbarigo Onireke Ibadan. In a communique issued at the end of its NEC meeting in Ibadan, the NUP also appreciated a Canada-based organization, Ujingo International Community, for being ready to assist willing pensioners participate in international labor organizations programs annually. NUP-NEC, however, pleaded with state governments to sponsor its men across the country to ILO conferences in order to hone their skill in participatory trade unionism. The NEC also welcomed the move to have a national publication of Pensioners Journal, but frowned at illegal remittance of check-off dues to associations opposed to the NUP. The council proposed to establish a state national trust fund on earth to address critical cases among pensioners, but the issue was referred to zonal levels, the outcome of which will be submitted to the national headquarters before the end of the year. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the last general elections, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, says the bill being conceived by the National Assembly to tackle hate speeches and other social media related content is an abuse of legislative process. In a statement, the former vice president said the bill was one which violates Nigeria's constitutionally guaranteed right to freedom of speech. He stated that the bill, sponsored by Senator Sabi Abdullahi from Niger State, is obnoxious, adding that the lawmakers should rather make laws to tackle pressing domestic challenges across the country. Also, the senator representing Abia South at the National Assembly, Eyinaya Abaribe, faulted the move by the federal government to regulate the activities of Nigerians on the social media platforms.
If you use your computer to do anything that is wrong, including maligning people and all that, it's already covered by the Cyber Crimes Bill. Why do you have to now bring up another one?
It will be recalled that the federal government recently proposed steps to check what it called irresponsible use of the social media. Now to foreign news. Uganda and Rwanda. Uganda has protested to Rwanda after 2 suspected smugglers were shot by Rwandan soldiers near their common border. A letter delivered to Rwanda's High Commissioner in Kampala describes the incident as murder and also mentions a Rwandan who was shot and injured on Ugandan soil. Uganda also alleged that the crime of smuggling cannot justify what it called high-handed and criminal acts by Rwanda's security personnel. Meanwhile, relations between the 2 countries have deteriorated in recent months, with both countries accusing each other of interfering in each other's internal affairs. The standoff has resulted in Rwanda closing some of its border points, stalling trade between the 2 countries. Zimbabwe. Queues have formed outside banks in Zimbabwe as people hope to get hold of the country's first Zimbabwe dollar to be issued. The currency was scrapped a decade ago because of hyperinflation, when prices were almost doubling every day. Zimbabwe's central bank hopes that the new notes will ease a severe cash shortage as the country suffers a deepening economic crisis. The bank has played down fears that the move will fuel further inflation. The USA. Hillary Clinton has said she's under enormous pressure to challenge U.S. President Donald Trump in next year's White House election. Speaking while on a book tour in the United Kingdom, Mrs. Clinton said all the time she thinks about what kind of president she would have been if she had beaten Trump. Meanwhile, 17 Democrats are already vying to lead the party in 2020, and Clinton is not one of them. Australia. About 150 fires are still burning in New South Wales and Queensland in Australia. Officials say 50 houses were destroyed, but no lives were lost. However, Rural Fire Services Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons said the worst of the season is still ahead as they head into summer. Australian authorities have warned that massive bushfires raging will continue to pose a serious threat. Afghanistan. At least 7 people have been killed and 7 wounded when a car bomb detonated during Kabul's busy morning rush hour on Wednesday. Authorities say the bomb had gone off in a neighborhood which is near the Interior Ministry and the north of Kabul's airport. A source at the Interior Ministry said the blast was detonated by a suicide bomber in the car, and that it had targeted a convoy of government vehicles on a main road. There was no immediate claim of responsibility, as both the Taliban and the Islamic State group are active in Kabul, which is one of the deadliest places in the war-torn country for civilians. This is Pensioners 106.7 FM. We'll be back with entertainment and sports news. Now, entertainment news. All 6 actors of the sitcom Friends are in talks for a one-off unscripted reunion show. The Hollywood Reporter and Variety claim the special program will be shown on a new streaming site, HBO Max. However, it will apparently not involve fully reviving the hit sitcom, which ran from 1994 to 2004. HBO Max secured the U.S. rights to all 10 seasons of Friends for $425 million for its service, which is due to launch in April 2020. Now sports. The Super Eagles will tackle Skiers of Benin Republic in today's 2021 African Cup of Nations qualifying match day 1 at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. The team has been boosted with the likes of Samuel Chukwueze and Samuel Kalu, coupled with the return of Captain Ahmed Musa. Nigeria is in Group L with Lesotho, Benin Republic, and Sierra Leone. Australia striker Sam Kerr, widely regarded as one of the best strikers in the world, has joined women's Super League leaders Chelsea. She is the all-time leading scorer in the Australian and American leagues. Kerr has signed a 2.5-year deal and is available for the second half of the season from January. The former Chicago Red Stars and Perth Glory star scored 5 goals at the World Cup this summer, leading Australia to the last 16. To end the news around the world on Pensioners 106.7 FM, here's a recap of the main stories. The Nigerian Union of Pensioners, after its National Executive Council meeting in Ibadan, has heard President Muhammadu Buhari and Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde for their efforts in ensuring improved welfare for retirees. Zimbabweans have been queuing in banks as they eagerly await their new local currency 10 years after it was phased out. A bomb blast in the Afghan capital Kabul has killed 7 persons, leaving 7 others injured. And in sports, Nigeria and their counterpart from the Republic of Benin will today lock horns in Uyo in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. For any information to reach us, please call this number 080-222-373535, 080-222-373535, or 081-200-86270, 081-200-86270, or possibly pay a visit to Pensioners House at Baligo Onureke, Ibadan. This editor is Tunde Tiamiyu, assisted by Yetunde Oke. And on behalf of the entire production crew, this is Ademola Adeni, signing off.